Hello, I'm Mrs Stacey and I'm a High Court judge assigned to the King's Bench Division. We're in the Royal Courts of Justice off the Strand, which is the enormous Victorian building built in the Victorian Gothic Revival style that was built at the end of the 19th century. And whenever you see a big court case being reported on the news on TV, you'll see the cameras outside because it looks like it's got sort of Disney turrets. It could be mistaken, I think, for something out of Hogwarts College, but actually this is where all the hard copy library books are kept, and that's where the High Court judges are based most of the time. I was born in Woolwich, and my parents moved around quite a lot. I don't think I've lasted for more than 3 years at any one school. When I left university, I wanted to do something that was useful and interesting, that was involved with words and the meaning of language. I went to the careers office and they said, "Have you thought about being a solicitor?" And I hadn't, but became a lawyer after that as a solicitor in private practice, and then became a part-time employment tribunal judge. You get scientists, you get historians, you get linguists. As long as you've got the application and the dedication to transfer those skills onto law, then I don't think it matters too much what your first degree is. But law is really about people and how societies resolve conflicts and sort of harmony between people. That's on one level what judges do, and what law does is it creates the rules so that people have got some degree of certainty, you know where you are, and that you've got a sense of fair play because you understand the rules and you know what will happen if you transgress them. I thought that was much more interesting actually than being on just one side of the argument and representing one person's interest, to be able to stand back and say, I've heard both sides and this is what I think really happened and this is where I think justice lies. I do a really broad range of cases, principally common law, and I go out on circuit to different courts around the country in Crown Courts and County Courts doing civil and criminal cases. And then I also do administrative law and judicial review claims, and I sit in some specialist tribunals like the Employment Appeal Tribunal and the Upper Tribunal of the Immigration and Asylum Chamber. Every judgment that you make has to be followed by lower courts, so it brings with it a tremendous amount of responsibility that you really have got to do your absolute best to get things right. You do bigger cases in terms of value and complexity. With that comes a sort of formality, I guess, but at the same time you've got to keep the relaxed atmosphere in court and the informality so that people can feel comfortable and feel that they're getting a fair hearing. When I'm doing the criminal cases, which you'll do much more out on circuit, you're doing the more difficult crime, the Class 1 crime, so it will usually involve murder or manslaughter or terrorism cases. I think the judiciary has become a more inclusive environment, and having a judiciary that represents the breadth of society is essential for ensuring A, good judging, and B, the confidence of the public in the judiciary that serves them. For me, the biggest misconception is that if you're a judge, you're judgmental, because actually what a judge has to do is understand all the background evidence, all the context, and all the circumstances. So it's 99% understanding and 1% judging.